I don't know if you ever see these, but there's all these kinds of memes and things all over the internet. And one of the most popular ones that I see is they put out like the all 70s team, the all 80s team for NBA, the all 90s team, the 2000s teams. When you look back at when you played and you put your best five together, you know, you, Dr. J, Moses, Magic, you put your five together. Whoever you choose is your five. Would you put them up against any other five in any other era, or do you think that maybe basketball is a little bit better now than it was? It was a little bit better in the 90s. It was better then in the 70s. How do you kind of look at that when you see his basketball?
I look at basketball, man, in the later years when I played as more skill-wise. You know, it seemed like a lot of our guys can dribble and shoot. You know, where today everything is set up for the three-point shot, or, you know, the in-between shot is gone. I think it was a real effective when we played, you know, back in the 70s and the 80s. You know, the game have changed. You know, when we played, the game was played from inside out. Now the game is played from outside in. You know, so it's kind of evolved. You know, you brought in a lot more European basketball players, and the big European basketball players don't play with their back to the basket. They shoot jump shots. They move around. They call them stretch fours now. You know, you look at Nowinski, you know, in which he got 30-some thousand points. I mean, he can flat out play and stuff, but he don't play with his back to the basket. He shoot jump shots. Right. So you don't have a true center anymore. You know, since especially our main man, Tim Duncan, gone, you don't see too many guys playing with their back to the basket like Timmy. You know, so the game has changed, man. I mean, do I enjoy it? Yeah, I still enjoy it. You know, but I think it's hard to compare the eras. You know, because, you know, everybody always say Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. And I'm the kind of guy to be saying, well, what criteria are you using to say he's the greatest of all time? He ain't got more points, he ain't got more championships. I mean, he's probably one of the most entertaining of all time.
Maybe most clutch.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, well, Kobe was pretty clutch.
Kobe was pretty
you know
clutch,
what I'm saying? I mean, so I think trying to compare is really unfair. You know, I say I was one of the best scorers of all time in my era. You know, I say Magic was probably one of the greatest assist guys in his era. You know, his eras. You know, so I don't think you can clump them all together and say he's the best of this or he's the best of that. I think it's all dealt with eras.
Your place in this history, in the city's history, I should say, is iconic. When you think of what you've done in your place, and not only the place you hold within the organization, but in the city as a whole, and then in the NBA, what comes to mind for you?
Relationship. You know, the relationship that I have with this community. You know, my basketball was my job. You know, I think what I really want to be known for is my philanthropy, you know, my community service, you know, my ability to have a positive impact on somebody else's life. You know, I think for me, that's what makes me happy. You know, I mean, I already know I can hoop. You know, you already know hoop. It's already in the books. You know, you can look in the books and see all that. You know, but I got charter school and I graduated over 1,000 kids, and I got kids and parents coming to me and telling me that they don't think their kid would have graduated if they haven't went to my school. That's what makes me happy, you know. I mean, so over the 20-some years that I done had my programs, we done probably brought in over $230 million to this community. Services, education, jobs, you know. I've got 220 employees working at my foundation. That's what I'm proud of, you know. I mean, George as a basketball player is one thing, but, you know, George as a human being, I think that's the beauty of me.
You're watching Sports2Nite, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.